Kelly Bear here. Welcome to my channel, and I'm with you today, as you will see, with a little deck comparison. The same deck. I will be taking a look at both the newly released, and it's still in the plastic, newly released Squid Cake Marseille by Jess Rollar, mass market edition, with the original independent version. And as you can see, I haven't opened this yet. I've watched one walkthrough of it. I watched Martyn's musings. So I'm just going to take the plastic off this now, because I realised I don't know what order this deck is going to be in the box, and this one isn't in order. So what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to try and film a top-down video for you so you can see them side by side. I'm going to have to put them in the same order, but other than that, I know what it looks like because I have the original version, but just to show you before I do the card comparisons, just the sort of specs on the the boxes and the cardstock and everything else. So the original mass market, the original independent version, sorry, I think might still be available on Make Playing Cards. I don't know, but it comes in a two-part box, and this is the backs, which I love. Mine was gifted to me by the lovely Rosemary over at Good Journeys Tarot. We did a trade. I sent her some pouches and she sent me this deck. She edged hers in a sort of a blue, that kind of, yeah, quite close to the blue that is in the cards. Maybe a little more blue. It's more of a blue green in the cards. So yeah, so mine's blue. That means it'll be easier for me to tell the difference at a glance, because I know that the mass market version is edged in pink. So yeah, that's just that. It's on a linen cardstock, like a playing card cardstock. I don't know if you'll be able to see in the light. So I'm interested to see. I can't remember what Martyn said about the cardstock of the mass market. So the mass market edition, it's a little taller, the box, which makes sense because Jess wrote a guidebook for this, which I'm very excited about. So it's got the little cutouts. So again, good quality box. Who is this by? Rockpool Publishing. I don't know if I have any other Rockpool decks. Oh, the book is so cute. It has the back pattern on the back and the same image that is on the front. And yeah, I know that this is going to be a fun read. I'm very excited about this, and it has full colour. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, full colour recreations of the images of the cards, and then there's a good bit of information. And yeah, same as well, it seems, for the same amount of like a whole page for each card, regardless of whether it is a major or a minor. So I like that. I think there's some, there's a spread at the front. 1, 2, 3 cards, 3-card spread, open reading, and yeah, a little bit about the minor arcana. Yes, the book looks good. Anyway, you're not here. And so, engage your creativity and be inspired to think outside the box, which is for me like the epitome of Marseille open reading. Yeah, so I can already tell the decks are the same size pretty much, but the mass market has a chunkier rounded corner. It looks more like maybe an 8 or a 10mm corner, rather than the pokier sort of 2 or 3mm corner on the OG, which I'm fine with. I do like quite a round corner on decks that have that cute vibe to them. My modified version of the Tower of the Magical Forest, I deliberately used quite a large chunky corner rounder on that because I wanted that like soft edge, that nice smooth soft edge to coincide with the softness of the artwork. And I did the same with my Kawaii Tarot, which is also a pip deck. So yeah, this is the pink. It's a really yummy pink. It's a cool tone. Come on, camera. It's a cool toned pink. Are you gonna behave, camera? Thankfully, I'll be filming my top-down video on my phone, so this shouldn't be as much of an issue. Although I'm not great at filming top-down videos, let's be honest. The backs are the same. Oh no, there's like a little dint in the corner of my King of Coins. Okay, so the back is the same. This is the mass market, this is the indie. But can you see the mass market is it's a hair bigger. Just a hair, maybe 2.5 mil, 2.5 mil taller and 1.5–2 mil wider, millimeters that is, for those in the countries that don't use metric. The cardstock is different. The cardstock is more cardboardy, a bit like I can't describe it. It's not, or clearly not as hang on, it's chunkier, like it's not as thin, I mean, like it's not as fine as the so it's a chunkier deck, and yeah, it's not as flexible, so I don't know how this will be to shuffle, but we shall see. Yeah, so let's get, that was a really random, I don't know how helpful that was, but let's just measure the mass market one just out, because now I'm like, because people complain sometimes that we don't give actual measurements. 6.5 centimeters wide by 9 centimeters tall, and then the depth of the entire deck together is 3.1, so yeah, quite chunky really. And then the indie version is 6.3, yeah, and so yeah, 2 mil wider and 8.8, so yeah, and then it's not as chunky, so it is 2.5 centimeters to 1 inch wide, so yeah, it's a good 0.5 centimeter chunkier on the depth. So yeah, I'm gonna clear this laptop and all this stuff off of my desk, and I am going to attempt to film a top-down video. I'm going to need to put this deck in the order of the mass market deck so we can do a proper comparison, but yeah, I think they're going to be pretty much a muchness. I'll be interested to see what the color saturation is like as well. Going to be honest, I prefer the cardstock, the linen cardstock on this version, but this still feels like good quality. It's just different. So yeah, if you are looking to pick this up and you are in the US or Canada, it might be easier, and you prefer linen cardstock, you can, if the mass market version, if the independent version is still available, I'll try and remember to put a link in the description box. Wow, this is getting super rambly, so I'm going to go, and I'll see you in a second for the top down. Okay, so here we are with a side-by-side comparison. On the left we have the original independent version on the linen cardstock, and on the right we have the newly released mass market edition, which is on a sort of smoother, much more matte cardstock. The colours are showing up slightly warmer on my phone camera, so I don't know how that's going to translate once I upload it onto my laptop, but I'll see if I can try and adjust the color to match the coloration of the deck in real life as much as I can, if I can work out how to do that. So yeah, as I said previously in the introduction, the mass market edition is a little larger by a couple of millimeters in length and in width, and it's about 0.5 centimeter wider in depth when you have all the cards together. I'm also noticing that the name here, Le Batelier, has been translated from the French of like the juggler to the magician, and I also noticed that the Roman numerals on the pips has been done away with, and these titles continue along the bottom. And the imagery here, this fool, this magician, sorry, the image looks slightly larger, because the deck itself is just a wee bit bigger, and we'll just see how that translates to the pips as well. So far the coloration pretty much looks the same. The saturation looks similar. I think any difference in coloration is purely down to the difference in the cardstock, making it appear maybe slightly different. We have again La Papesse, so from the French, into the High Priestess, which is obviously the English school of tarot, and they don't always necessarily translate directly the meaning from the Marseille tradition to the English tradition, the French tradition to the English tradition. So I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, this curtain looks a little bit more yellow toned than this one. This one looks a little more beigey in tone, a little warmer. La Imperatrice, or the Empress, which is, I believe, a direct translation. I love that she's got little rips in her jeans, and that we have a bat instead of an eagle, and we've got the bats here flying in the background. I cannot stress enough how much I adore Jess Rollar's artwork. She also has a website and blog. I've enjoyed her writing for years, and I really enjoy her artwork. She has her tarot account called The Fool, Coffee with the Fool, I believe, but she also has an art Instagram account, which I'm talking about Instagram when I say account, sorry. But she also has an art Instagram account where she shares her watercolor paintings and ink drawings and things like that, line work. I really recommend you check it out if you love her artwork, or you just like following artists. I just enjoy her work. And I also have the Monster Lenormand, which is one of my faves. I don't have the Strange Lenormand, but I wish I did. I'm wondering if that might get picked up mass market. We can only hope. So yeah, we have the Emperor. Sorry, I went on a little side quest and tried to avoid doing that so much. Again, we have our little bats. He's giving me like older Shaggy vibes, like Shaggy's cut his hair and he's a bit older. Where's Scooby though? That is the question. I think it's also because the bats in the background gives it like Scooby-Doo vibes. La Pipe becomes the Hierophant. Again, doesn't directly translate from the French tradition to the English tradition, but I love that the supplicants are flamingos. I mean, come on, the colours in this deck are so juicy and delicious. It just tastes so sweet. Like the deck does taste very sweet to me. Obviously we have the strawberries and the candy corns. I've never had a candy corn in my life. I'd love to try one. I don't know if they're vegan though. I believe they might not be actually. But yeah, the strawberries and the sweets automatically make it feel sweet. But what I mean is that in the sense that a lot of colours tend to have flavours for me, this deck just tastes really scrumptious, like a bag of sweets. We have the lover, which becomes the lovers in the English tradition. But when I lift up the card, I'm probably going to show the mass market version because the cardstock is matte and it's less likely to catch the glare from my ring light. But what I enjoy is this little character's head swiveling with the decision, and we have the little squiddy or octopus arms here instead of our little cherub or cupid. Oh, wrong side. There we go. We have the chariot with snails. And the snails are looking at each other, whereas usually in a Marseille they are veering in this direction here towards the left. Justice, we have what I like to think when reading with this deck is what is a coffee cup and a teacup, and trying to decide between tea or coffee. I think it depends on how much of a caffeine kick you need, right? But she looks a little stunned, a little sort of, I don't know, she looks a little worried about making the right decision. But I think this is when Rosemary was edging the deck. There's a little bit of pen there, but I don't mind. Gives it character. Oh, I put that down the wrong way. L'ermite, the hermit. Can you see how the imagery is just a hair bigger, just a hair on the mass market version? The little Converse looking trainers on. This little stick, little walking stick. This Wheel of Fortune just gets me right in my heart because I love oxalotls. I mean, look. Who else loves oxalotls? They're just so cute. We've got a kitty cat and look. This, if you want to learn Marseille, but you find Marseille ugly, the traditional Marseille doesn't really jive with you. This is obviously the people in modern clothing, but the directionality of a lot of the cards is the same as the original Marseille tradition, depending on which version of the Marseille you're looking at. But from what I could see from Martyn's walkthrough, he was looking a lot at the directionality of the majors, and as you can see here, strength or la force is often facing to the right, and we have the same in this version of a Marseille. So I think Jess did such a good job of bringing the Marseille system into sort of a modern day, but without it, but making it also just really fun because the people are all strange colours, and you've got, you know, instead of a lion, we have what appears to be Audrey too from Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, we have Le Pendu, the Hanged Man. Fully enclosed frame. I love that they all have like bits on their, like little images on their t-shirts. Ah, the unnamed card, or death as it has become known. I'm glad that they kept this and didn't put death on it as you would in a Smith weight. I like that they've kept it just as, you know, Triomphe 13. But what I enjoy about this is that we literally have one of the heads. It looks like they're being trodden on. I mean, it could be just the head is in front of the Reaper's foot, but to me it does look a bit like the head is being trodden on. I don't know, just tickles me. Temperance has bat wings. I mean, come on. Too cute. And again, we have like coffee cups. And it makes sense, right? Jess loves coffee. Her website is called Coffee with the Fool. So the coffee cups makes sense. I believe it was her that created the coffee cup week ahead reading, or coffee cup daily reading, which I've used a lot over the years. It's a nice quick check-in reading spread. I mean, we have Le Diable, the devil. I love how like sad this one looks. Their little horns, but no tails, no tails. But this is very much in the similar style of the sort of monsters in the Monster Lenormand. Little studded belt action going on there. Very cool. The Tower, Le Maison Dieu, the House of God, the Tower. Oh my god, the yods, the manna from heaven in this card just looks so much like little confetti or little candies falling from the sky. I just want to like pick them out and eat them. I guess that would be manna from heaven. Manna from heaven. Candies from heaven. Isn't it great? If you've been on the fence about Marseille, but just simply because you couldn't find a deck that you liked and this deck is like tickling your pickle, I mean, now is a great time to get it because it is available mass market and at a really reasonable price. And I just know the book is going to be great from the little excerpts that I heard Martyn reading out in his walkthrough. I should try to remember to link Martyn's video down below as well, because I have mentioned to him so much in this. So that I don't know if he received his copy as a as like a review copy. I don't know if he's doing that anymore, reviewing decks for, but he got his much sooner than mine. Mine arrived yesterday, which was Saturday the 4th. I'd had it on pre-order because I wanted to support Jess. And I was so excited because once I saw the book, I mean, for the book alone, and as Martyn had said again in his video, it's so hard to find small little white books, quote unquote little white books, because obviously it's not that little or that plain white in the one that we get with this mass market edition. But a lot of the little white books that you get with Marseille, I think, other than like maybe the CBD Marseille and maybe the you know, Lo Scarabeo Marseille. I don't know if I own a Lo Scarabeo Marseille. They all pretty much come in French. My Jean de Blay by Flambois, that has a book that has English in it. But you know, the larger books, a lot of the larger books as well come in French. I do now have some translations, but there is slowly becoming more and more sort of English information available about the Marseille system, the Marseille tradition, because it has really seemed to sort of picked up in popularity over the last 4 or 5 years, which is great. And I'm one of those people that sort of got on that bandwagon and have never looked back, honestly. Again, these strange little, I don't know what they are. The moon, the moon looks almost like a helmet, and we're looking into the man inside the moon. You've still got like the spiky edges. Like there's so much of the traditional Marseille that Jess has pulled in. She really knows her onions when it comes to the Marseille, and I know that she practices the open reading as well. And if you want to see really good examples of like demonstration readings, quick demonstration readings, I would also recommend her Instagram account for like that. Other examples would be Duff Tarot, who I love, Tom Benjamin, Martyn's Musings, Serge Pirot. This is on Instagram. If you're looking for like Marseille interpretations in action, they all give really good Marseille Instagram. I'm sure there's some more that I'm forgetting in the moment off the top of my head. Apologise if I've missed anyone that I usually follow and enjoy. We have the sun. This is so cute with the, I mean, me obviously I'm gonna love the space buns because I love me some space buns, and now that my hair is quite a lot longer now, I can wear them a lot more easily as I used to back in the day, reliving my youth with my hairstyling. And I used to have pink hair for a good while, so, and I used to have pink space buns. Look at the derpy sun just gets me with the like not cross-eyed but like the outward turned eyes, and these yods again as we saw in the moon. Again, we have the sharp pointy and then the sort of straight lines radiating out. And actually I was reading the entrance for the sun card, was it yesterday morning, in Yoav Bendorf's book, and he talks about how the sharp edges of the moon, very spiky, gets softened. The sharp edges of the sun get softened by these straight lines, which give it a less spiky feeling. And you can actually see that when you look at them together. Well, they would be that way around, wouldn't they? And I love that Jess has kept her in. Like, you just know that she knows her Marseille. It's not just a, you know, but let's just make Marseille cute. She understands the system. It's very clear. Especially if you like followed her for a good while, you'll see that. The Judgment. Again, we've got bat wings, little trumpet. We still have the cross on the flag. Again, all that imagery is here. The open grave, the two folks either side of this little blue character rising up from what appears to be a grave. Oh, gives me cute aggression. This and the Tarot Sirene, or Sirene, oh my god, by Wandering Oracle, are like two of the cutest Marseilles out there. And they really, I hope we do get some more modern Marseilles, like just fun modern Marseilles. I know that Asha Straya's Marseille is getting a little bit of a revamp before she reissues it or sort of puts it back out, which I'm hoping to grab a copy of. But yeah, I'm enjoying these sort of fresh interpretations of the Marseille. There've always been a few out there, but it seems to be picking up, and I'm like, I want them all. Okay, we have the world, Le Monde, the world, and I just like, obviously, we don't have the traditional, you know, human with the like water-bearing human with the eagle and the bull and the lion. It's sort of been changed up, so the eagle becomes a chicken, the bull becomes a cat, the lion becomes either a cat or some kind of monster with a mane, and we still have a humanoid figure, but they've got their wings still, but they're bat wings. We have this like little cobweb coming down with spiders and the little eggs coming from the chicken. We have the rat. I just cannot. I just love it so much. I don't feel like I've spoken about this deck enough on my channel. I should remedy that because it is a deck that I enjoy. It does get used more in the spring and summer because of I think the colours, and I tend to get a bit more dark and moody in the autumn and winter, but like now is spring pretty much, so it's the perfect time. We have Le Mat here at the end, because it doesn't matter if it goes at the beginning and the end, because usually in the French tradition the Fool is without number, and here we do have a 0. So again, this is leaning more into the English tradition, and that sort of renaming by the sort of Golden Dawn and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is where I noticed that we're getting this little banner at the bottom. So where with the majors, the imagery is just a hair bigger on the mass market version. When we get to the pips, the imagery is actually a little bit smaller in the mass market edition, because it needs to make room to allow for the title at the bottom. Now, I'm not mad at this, especially because I feel like this is a Marseille deck that's going to be really, really accessible for people who are new to Marseille or just really want to learn the system. And I think having the titles at the bottom is absolutely fine. You know, you can always pick up a more traditional Marseille at a later point, and that's how I started. I started with the New Choice Tarot de Marseille, and that was my gateway drug into Marseille decks. That was the only Marseille I'd ever found sort of attractive enough to want to buy and learn. I have since very much fallen in love with the traditional Marseilles, and have gone from thinking they are fugly as sin to being just gorgeous in in all their iterations and versions. Well, not every single one. I'm not in love with every single one, but there's so many there now. I can appreciate them. I don't always love the like coloration. It can be a little bit harsh with the primary colors. But even in its own, even in that, it can sometimes be quite endearing and charming. I don't know. I've just come to appreciate them and enjoy them. And yeah, I have a few copies. So we have the 2 of Baton. When I was putting this in order of this one, the same order, because this was all mixed up because I use it, I had to make sure that I had them the right way round, because I've not put the dot at the bottom of this one to indicate reversals, because I haven't been using reversals as much with Marseille anymore as I used to back in the day. With this one, it wouldn't matter, because you have the title, you know which way is going to be upright or reversed, if that's something that you want to incorporate. So you'll see here we have the Roman numerals. No Roman numerals here, and I'm fine with that. I think I get really frustrated when we have like a title and then also the Roman numerals. It feels a bit superfluous. One of the decks that I haven't bought, despite me thinking it's really beautiful, is because is the Ancient Italian Tarot, and it winds me up. And the reason is they've used Arabic numerals instead of Roman numerals, and I just can't. It just annoys me. And I think it also has like titles somewhere or something else, Roman numerals also. I don't know. I just think they could have done a better job if they had just left it at Roman numerals. I know they want people to understand what the cards are, but it's not that difficult to learn Roman numerals. You only have to learn 1 through 22. It's not that difficult, or 1 through 21 even, because Le Mat is without, or Le Fou, depending on which deck you have, is without number generally. So yeah, I love all the little flourishes. I love these autumnal coloured leaves here in the wands, the baton. Just lovely little details. 5. 6. 7. So we go back, there's the floral, all the flowery bits disappear, and then they become the flowery bits in the next one. I love the little eye. Oh, there's a little mark on that. Is it like a discoloration? Don't know what that is. Don't know. It seems to be part of the card. Doesn't look like a stain. I don't know. only just opened it, so I don't think I've done it. Yeah, I love the little eye in the flower there. The 9 of batons, so then we have just the wands down the middle, which then again we have some more foliage. We have 10 of baton. Into the court cards, the valet de baton becomes the page of baton. See, I don't think it would have been too difficult for people to get to grips with it, but again, like I said, I think they're trying to make it as accessible and appealable to people as possible. That's a good walking stick. The knight we have on a snail. I love Jess's choices. It's just fun. It's just joy. It's a joyful deck. The sort of 60s style, like chair, swivel chair. Makes me think of Austin Powers. She's got, I don't know if you can see, but it looks like she has, I know it's I'm trying to work out, it's like hearts or something. I've never been able to quite work out what she's got on her t-shirt. Oh God, oh dear. Uh-oh. Oh God, phew. It's really tricky filming with a with a tripod in the way, let me tell you. Those of you that have not tried it, those of you that have tried it will know my pain. Okay, so we have the Roi de Baton, or the King of Batons. His little Converse on again. He's got a great moustache. He looks a bit like a Hoxton hipster. Any Londoners out there? We've got Ace of Cups. So again, the ace, the cup is smaller in this to make room for the title. But you can see it does look like a house. It's really cute. 2 of Cups. So here we have the classic, the tradition here that we get at the bottom of 2 of Cups in a lot of the Marseille. That has been done away with. I did notice a change in the 2 of Coins, which I was sad about as well, but you know. I love these little oozy goopy monsters. They remind me of the little monsters that I've been making recently, the little oozy ones. Coming soon. Keep an eye out. We have the 3 of Cups. These were easy to put in the right order, as in the right upright, because obviously cups have to be upright in the Marseille. The 5, just try and speed it up a bit. 6. So yeah, again, the arrangement of the pips is very, again, classic Marseille, but make it cute and strange. Totally here for it. We have the 7, the 8, the 9, and the 10. So we get the 10th cup pouring into here, and the liquid looks like it's probably coffee, which I love. So here we have the Page of Cups with his coffee cup, or their coffee cup. One of my own hairs. We have the Knight of Cups on these tentacles or arms. I think they're going to be octopus arms. We always call those, the legs on octopi tentacles, but they're not. They're their arms. They're their limbs, from what I understand. Ooh, oh my God, I nearly super blurred the camera again. Apologies. I'm not very used to doing these kinds of top-down videos, so it's a bit of a mess. I apologise. We have the Queen of Cups. Looks like she's got a nice latte there. Nice big mug. Do you love a big mug? I have a big mug like this. Whereas someone recently commented on one of my videos, Kelly Bear, that's not a mug, that's a bucket. It's like, fair. Yeah, that is fair. This guy's got takeout. The king's got takeout. Takeout coffee to go. But it looks like it's one of those, well, I don't know. I have a reusable coffee cup. It's a Stojo. It's collapsible. I used to have a keep cup, but it's not as watertight as I'd like, and the lid can pop off quite easily, and it doesn't collapse down, so it takes up room in my bag. But now I have a Stojo, and I love it. It's just plain black, and it's awesome. And my downstairs neighbour, she loved it so much when we went for coffee. The first time we went for coffee, a while back, and I took it with me, and she was like, "Oh my god, this coffee cup is so cool." I was like, "Thanks." So I bought her one for Christmas. I was like, this will be either a really crap Christmas present or a really great idea. And thankfully she loved it. And then when we went for coffee last time, she had brought it with her. So we both have black, because we're both like #gothlife. So we both like got out our like black collapsible coffee cups to get our coffee to go in. It was quite funny. 3 of Swords. Trying to stay on point, but you know, I on point of the sword. You know me, there's going to be a little bit of side questing going on, and I am a D&D player, you know, so side quests, I'm into them. 4 swords, 5 of Swords. So in this deck, the cards point upwards, the swords point upwards. In some decks, the swords point downwards. We have the 6 of Swords, the 7. I love the little strawberries. It's making me hungry. It is already lunchtime. I am going to eat something after I filmed this. I hope my tummy doesn't grumble. Sometimes my tummy grumbles so loud. I'm sure you can hear it on the video. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Valet de Épée. Look, it's a frickin' chicken. It's a frickin' chicken. Nice mane of orangey red ginger hair there as well, so I can appreciate that as a redhead. We've got the Queen, who just looks so relaxed. She looks way more chill than you usually see the Queen of Swords looking in most decks. And I love that she's got glasses on, because she's ready to do some thinking. She's thinking right now. She's sitting back and she's ruminating, because she's the Queen of Swords, damn it. So, and we have the King. Again, I love that this is so like gender neutral. This could be someone of any gender. Well, obviously anyone presenting it anyway can be of any gender. Never assume. But I do like that there's this sort of ambiguity around this deck, which I appreciate. Okay, and now I think this is the final one. We've done all the others, haven't we? We've got the coins. We have the ace. So here was the change. So we've got the traditional again, where you have the name and of the creator usually, or of the deck, and the sort of the year has been removed. I wish that something had been put in here, like some kind of, you know, decoration, patterning or something, because it does strike me as quite plain. But it's not the end of the world, right? It is what it is. We'll make do. We have the 3 of Coins, and I do enjoy it when the 3 of Coins has the 3rd coin in the upright sort of coming 4th position, because it's just the way that I sort of see the 3s in the Marseille. Some will have it going this way. Again, I'm not sure how that came about. It's probably the way that decks have been printed and reproduced over the years, and so certain versions of decks just have different orientations. We have the 4 of Coins, and we have kept the little shield with the eye on, so that's cool. 5 of Coins, the 6 of Coins, the 7 of coins, 8 of coins. I do like that this is, you know, the pips are bigger in this one because it doesn't have the title at the bottom. And like I said, the majors are only a smidge smaller than the mass market, so that's not an issue. The 9 of coins, 10 of coins, Valet de Deniers, or the Page of Coins. I love the movement you get with the wind in her hair and the sort of the skirt billowing. Oh, I mean, what's not to love? Just love it. I just love it. Knight of Coins. The Queen of Coins, again, looking pretty relaxed. Shoes off. Just in their chill gear. I used to have my hair like this a few years ago. I think when I started my channel, I had hair like this. Way back when. The sides shaved. And the King of Coins. You know what also I appreciate in this? Lots of gingers. You don't get enough gingers in decks. That's why I'd love a copy of the Tarot of Musterberg. Purely because it's just a deck of gingers. Okay, so there we go. We have the pink-edged mass market edition. And my blue edge. I might go over this with a slightly more mintier green. Actually, I'm saying that is still quite similar. But I feel like I want to pick out a slightly more greenier tinge. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so my final thoughts are they've done a really good job, you know. It's pretty much the same. They've made some changes. The box is grand. The cardstock is matte, and I don't know, we'll have to see what it's like to shuffle actually. And the book looks really good. I'm excited to read this, honestly. Let's look at one here. 2 of Swords, keywords, protection, boundaries, delicate matters. 2 of Swords. In order to let things bloom and start taking on a life of their own, you need to protect them. This can be seen as thoughts and ideas that aren't ripe for picking, but could potentially grow into something useful and of value. What I like is the way that from what I've seen, Jess really sort of references what's going on in the card. It's not just numerology. There's more going on. There's more open reading going on. So here we've got the visually bit which goes into that. So I really like the book. It's colour coded between the triumphs and the pips, which are in blue-green. I think, you know, the cardstock, it's matte, it's a bit chunky. It puts me in mind a little bit of my Kawaii tarot. I mean, can you hear that? It sounds really nice. It makes a lovely sound when it overhand shuffles. So yeah, it's a nice size. So even though it's a little chunkier than the indie version, because of it being small, it doesn't make it unwieldy. I don't know how it will riffle shuffle, and my thumb is not in a position to really try and bend that. So yeah, I don't know. Your mileage may vary on that depending on the strength in your hands. But yeah, all in all, I think this is an amazing job for an amazing deck at a really great price. The production values are really good for what you pay for it. And I just want to say congratulations to Jess. I think she did an amazing job with this deck in the first place, and I am so glad that people it's going to be more accessible to people. So if you, like I said, if you are interested in learning Marseille and this one is piquing your interest, give it a go. There are worse things that you could do. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me gab on about tarot and whatnot, and I hope that you are having a wonderful day, whatever you are up to. You take care of yourself.